Hey there folks, what's going on? Ash here. So we've got Gozyuger episode 36, Get Ready Rival, What is Youth? So this picks up with the last episode left off on, where this is the Kindro focused episode, but not only that, the trump card monster is wanting revenge for his teammate Ko, which I don't know if I brought it up in my last review. And the rival was called Ko. That was the name of the White Ranger and Die Ranger, and it didn't click until this week's episode when they were shouting Ko over and over again, and I just got like war flashbacks from like those flashbacks we'd see in Die Ranger where Ko's mother would just scream his name over and over again. So those are the flashbacks that I got where it finally clicked to me that, oh, the bad guy was named Ko. That's a tribute to Die Ranger. Maybe I forgot about it. I don't know if I brought it up in last week's review or not, but this episode was written by Naruhisa Arakawa and directed by Katsuo Watanabe, and this two-parter, although it was cool to finally see Kindro get some development in this episode and we learn a little bit more about his past and sort of his goals moving forward, I feel like having Kindro get some development this far into the show when we're moving closer and closer to the final arc feels a little bit too late, and I feel like they kind of missed a few opportunities to give Kindro other moments with character development in this show. I mean, he barely got any focus episodes, and I think the last focus episode he got before this one was probably the Showa era episode where he teamed up with Sumino at the beginning of the show, around episode 9 or episode 10. So for him to finally sort of have someone from his past come into play so late into the game and be in this two-parter where it's not written by the main writer of the show and directed and written by someone completely different. I don't know. I kind of feel like it took me out of the immersion a little bit. I'm sure that Akio Inoue probably left notes for the writer, but I don't know. It kind of just felt slightly out of character for Kindro in this episode, even though we did learn a little bit about his past and stuff like that. And he had that really cool moment where he was able to hold dancing in his old man form for 5 minutes. But I don't know, the whole challenge in this week's episode felt a little bit underwhelming because, you know, they stuck around for like the first 5 minutes playing a card game, and then they had the challenges where they would have to tell a joke or they would have to eat hot food. And then the other Gozyugers got sort of taken off screen in sort of this montage where they sort of had to get to the point saying, okay, this is Kindro's focus episode. We have to sort of whittle it down to him and his rival to sort of get to the point with the character development with Kindro. So I kind of feel like they kind of rushed to that part as well, getting him his power up in the end. Although, like I said, not to say there was some fun moments with Kindro in this episode, like when he was dancing and stuff like that. Now, the other big takeaway in this week's episode is we finally see the combination mech between all the Gozyugers in this show. So we finally get to see RyoTegaSword 5 color. And I gotta say, it looks really freaking cool. I really do like this mech combination design. A shame the toy's probably not going to look that cool, but the mech design itself, I think, looked pretty solid in the show. But I didn't downright hate this episode, like I said. I just wasn't vibing with it. Maybe I'll enjoy it more on a second watch through when I binge Gozyuger later down the line within the next year or so, because I'll probably want to visit this show again and watch it from back to back. But I don't know, like I said, it felt a little too late for Kindro to finally get a focus episode. And although he did have some cool moments in the show, like the fighting in the wrestling ring and getting his power up finally, I don't know, I feel like it just felt like underwhelming in my opinion. Like it wasn't like a terrible episode. I felt like it could have been more. Like instead of focusing on like that card game battle they had for 5 minutes, maybe have most of the episode focus around Kindro and his rival and them slowly like coming to terms together with each other. And that's where they recognize their differences, where Kindro is the type that never gives up or keeps looking forward towards the future and stuff like that. So maybe they could have done something like that. I don't know. I'm not a writer for this show, so my criticism is probably invalid. But Gozyuger episode 36, like I said, wasn't downright terrible, had some cool stuff in it. I just felt like Kindro finally getting a focus episode when there's only like a couple more episodes left kind of felt a little bit too late. Maybe he'll get some more later down the line. We're not entirely sure. But That was Gozyuger episode 36. So there won't be a Gozyuger review for next week. Gozyuger is taking a week off due to some kind of sporting event, so there won't be a Gozyuger review from me. Maybe I'll have a different video up on the channel, I'm not entirely sure. But you probably won't see a Gozyuger review from me next week, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, guys, what did you think of this week's episode of Gozyuger? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Tell me in the comment section down below. And with that said, I will catch you guys later. Peace out. Take care. Bye.